everybody, it's Free Spirit here. It's getting a little bit close to dinner time, so I'm just going to try and make this video and hopefully we won't be interrupted. It's a show and tell, and I don't know, I haven't been that inspired lately because I've been very distracted and concerned with all the fires going on, not only here in Southern California, but Washington and Oregon and Northern California, as I keep track of things and check on friends and family in all those areas. But everything's fine as far as that goes, and I'm totally safe here. I have been fine the whole time, but you know, it's a little distracting, and I can feel the energy of, you know, the people that had to evacuate and just the craziness. Fire is so scary, but all is well here at the homestead. I've just been trying to keep my head down and keep into projects and going between locked into the computer and then taking a break, go outside. So I've actually been getting inspired again about a few different things. I kind of talked about that on one of the videos where I showed you the camera. Actually, I'm using the lens right now, and I really like it. That I kind of splurged on a few things for myself during this quarantine time to keep myself from going cuckoo. So I got some recording things, I got some ASMR video things, and I got some things for another project, one of which involved tires, expensive tires, but it's for my horse trailer, and I'm about to get my horse trailer like an annual inspection kind of thing, but I have never done it all the time I've had the trailer. So I'm going to be doing a big clean out of the trailer, and then you know, because I keep all of my camping gear and all of my riding gear in the trailer, so all of that's going to come out, and then I'm going to bring it to the place that does the inspection and have everything checked, floorboards and brakes and the breakaway system. That's the emergency brake for the trailer if it should become unattached to the truck. And lights and everything, because it's still in really, really good shape. It's a great trailer, but because I haven't used it in a long time, I need to get everything checked and have everything in tip-top condition. And the truck as well. We've been putting a lot of time and money into the truck, getting it super good, and all systems go so far. So we have new tires all around, reliable brakes, and the trailer will be all spiffed out, and I've gotten a couple of things I needed to replace as far as gear for the horses, or tack as we call it, because I am finally getting back into endurance riding. Yes, this was the time of my life when I thought, having been retired and having a little bit of savings and having lots of free time, that I would be using my rig and going to locations for endurance ride competitions. But so many things pushed my path around in the last 10 years. 10 years. But it's all settling down and working out, and my body is feeling good and strong, and I've been losing weight, and I've been working out. So it's very sad because all of my favorite places are closed now. Luckily, some of the spots I thought that I completely burned, that I like to go hike or to camp, turned out to have been burned through but not destroyed. So all the undergrowth had burnt back, and it certainly won't be as lush for a long time, but the biggest trees are still standing. And yeah, I'm going to make a video about one of those really beautiful places, because I went there last summer for a hike, and I had taken a lot of video and planned to make something with that, but I didn't do it, and now I feel so sad because even though everything is still okay in a lot of places, of course the forests are closed, the national forests are closed, everywhere in California, so I won't be getting up there for a long time. So it makes me very happy that I made that video just a short time back, a couple videos back, about my my solo trip, a solo little hike, and looking at the cards up there, because I don't think I'm going to see that view for a while. So, but that's okay, because once I get everything going with the horses, I'll be able to just drive out in the desert, go in a different direction, and find some places to set up camp, even just on government lands, free of charge, but no facilities, and just be self-sufficient and do some training rides and just camp with a friend maybe, and the dogs and all that. But we'll see, because the places that I like to go that used to be kind of out of the way and nobody cared about are now becoming very popular because everything else is closed. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, long story short, my friends, I just wanted you to see that I'm fine. And I'm just working on things that make me happy, things that I can work towards that are coming, so that I don't feel so, sad or upset. I'm just telling you all this because I think it's good for you to understand that I go through crazy waves too. And anytime that you are feeling overwhelmed or preoccupied or unable to feel motivated, just look at me. I'm the same way. It's been almost 2 weeks that I've sort of been pushing myself a little bit and just looking at the things that make me feel good, and just trying to lean into that a little more. So all of these last few videos are not necessarily the ones I would have made, but they're easy and happy and they make me feel good, and so I'm going to share with you another thing that I got that is making me feel good about the future. So here we go. Long way around. This little show and tell is all about my new Garmin Trex. And this one is Trex 22. I love getting things in nice boxes. So, it's not necessarily because it's a GPS that I got it, although that's nice too. And it does come preloaded with some maps. But the reason that I got it is because when you do endurance riding, especially when you're training, it's really good to have like a way of measuring how well the training is going. So riding on the same terrain and either increasing speed or increasing distance, or doing doing speed work or doing hill work. So you like to make a variety of places that you ride, and then you go back and check how you're doing, how fast you're covering the terrain, how long you're sustaining the trotting. And I also have a heart monitor that goes on the horse's girth, so it pushes up against their belly so you can hear their heart, and the second contact goes under the saddle in the front, so it's like on either side of their heart. And I wear a watch that picks up the transmission of their heart rate. So between the speed, the distance, the difficulty level of the terrain, and their heart rate, you can follow the progress and see how well the horse is doing. So this is what I had up till now. It's another Garmin, an earlier version, an Trex as well. And this one, I think I've shown it in a couple videos. It served me so well, and I think it's about 15 years old. So I did get a lot of wear out of it, and it still works just fine. But it has a very small screen. It's black and white. The contrast is not the greatest, so it's hard to see in high light, and it's very worn. I don't know if you can see the screen. It's kind of like it's been exposed to a lot over the years, because I generally ride this in my pommel pack, which is in the front of the saddle, and there's a pouch for water and the carrots and a map or something. And then I would have this in there attached by this little leash to a D-ring right there, so that I could keep it in a pouch if I wanted to, or take it out and look at it and have a security that it wouldn't fall off. So I used it very, very well. But you can see this was like old technology, because in order to download your track onto the computer, you had this like some kind of, I don't know what they call that, like a foot that went in there, like slide in there, and had all those pins. So very old-fashioned, very clunky and stuff, but I will never get rid of it because it has very good memories connected to it. But this new baby, quite fancy. It's not the fanciest model, and a lot of people have given critical reviews of this because, you know, it's not nearly like having your phone. You can do everything with your phone, GPS wise, but I don't like to ride with my phone in and out of my saddlebags because I'm so afraid I'm going to drop it. So this is the thing. Shall we open it? So this is what it looks like on the side view. And if you line these guys up, it looks like it's a little shorter, but about the same profile, the same width. Yeah. So, I'll tell you what it says here. I like this. It says rugged handheld GPS with enhanced mapping and navigation. Battery life 25 hours. Display size 2.2 inches. The weight is 141.7 grams. And water rating is IPX7, which I'm told can be dropped in the water for 30 minutes at a depth of a meter, I guess. I think that's what I read. Let's see. Preloaded with topo active maps and routable mapping. And at the bottom it says Garmin. This Garmin product is engineered on the inside for life on the outside. Open, activate, and enjoy. And I will. I have actually opened it already, and I put the batteries in, so I can show you. Here's the book that comes with it. Quick start manual, that always helps. And this one is the warnings in every language. So I don't need that one. And this is all in different languages as well, so it's not really that much. It's only a few pages actually. This one, this one, this one, this one. That's it. And it goes into French. And the first page is all about, you know, what all the buttons are and how to install the batteries, which is very self-explanatory. So it doesn't really give you a lot of information, but it's just like this one. So I'm very aware of the navigation. It's a slightly different version. But you can go online for all the specifics about how to use it. It comes with a cable, so this is much better. USB cable. So, yes, very modern now, so that I can plug this into my laptop and download my route and put it on Google Maps if I want. Google Earth, Google Maps. Here it is. she is, my new Garmin. So you can see, definitely smaller, but the screen is nice and big and very easy to see. It has a little toggle button on the front, which is really easy to use to change screens. And on the side it has several buttons. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. Oh, there we are. Yeah. And on this side there's a couple as well. It also has the place for a leash or lanyard right here. And on the outside of the case, down here, there's a little place that I think you can run a leash through, just to make sure. And here is the place for the USB cord to plug in. So I'm just going to take off the back. The way you do that is you turn this little thingy that way, and then the back lifts off. You can see the batteries there. And these two little holes. Hold on here. This little place, you can feed a little leash through there, so I have to remember to do that. Because as this one got older, I realized this turns much easier. It's kind of loose, and this back can come off very easily. And of course, this stays on the saddle, and then this goes down in the bushes. So I just discovered that there was actually a little place down here to feed another one through. So I should loop it. Should loop it through there, so it's on both places. And I shall with this one. So let's put this cap on. Goes like so. And the power button's on the side. I'll press it and hold. There it is. I'll just turn up the contrast for you so you'll be able to see. Loading waypoints, tracks, and routes. That shouldn't take too long because I don't really have any routes yet. Okay, backlight. I like the little sounds it makes too. Then at least you know you're actually touching it. Alright, so when you first turn it on, you have this nice menu. It has a lot of little functions. This is why I need one of these little devices, because you can look at the map, but you can also set a waypoint and go to it by pushing that button, or you can use the compass. So toggle down to where it says compass, and we are going to go to the compass. So there we are. Oops. So there we are. So I'll be able to see which direction I'm heading. And it has 4 squares at the top with different functions. So you can use each, you can choose from a menu which 4 you want to have on there as a priority. And I have speed, odometer, time of day, whoopsie, come back, time of day, and elevation. So we're currently at 4,100 feet. And I'm not heading in any direction because I haven't started it yet. So then you can change screens by pushing this. It goes back to your menu. And then you can do trip computer. Now, oops, I'm trying to touch it. Trip computer. Enter. Give me a Mimi. Enter. No. It's a little different than the other one. Oh, it also has on here geocaches. See that? Geocaches? Geocaching is so much fun. You can download points in here from the geocaching website, and if you're going to go riding somewhere, you look it up on the map on the geocaching site, it'll tell you places that you can go and find, and they'll give you hints if you want hints, or you can just go by the points. You can program it into here, and then as you get closer to it, you can say track this location, and you work your way over to where the geocache is hidden, and it's usually like just some little small box or container that's hidden like on a branch of a tree or behind a bush or under a rock. And when you find it and open it, there's like a tiny little book or a scroll of paper, and you sign it. Everybody signs it that finds it, and there's little trinkets in there, just little treasures, like a little crystal, a little stone, or something like that. People leave all kinds of little things, like little pictures or a little piece of candy or toy or something practical, but just little things that aren't of much value. But the idea is that you can take something from the geocache, but you should leave something as well. So it's really fun. It's like a little treasure hunt, but it's nice to just be able to sign in and say that you found it and then add to your little collection. So that's always a fun little hobby and a reason to go riding, to go look for some geocaches. So this is the main, the main screen where you can set the contrast, the backlight, and it'll tell you your battery charge. So that's a profile. You can save photos on here, route planner, track manager. There's a lot in here. Calendar, active route. You can follow your active route. Sun and the moon. Let's look at that one. So here's the calendar, and it tells you sunrise and moonrise, sunset. Yeah, moonrise and moonset. 3:33 p.m. today was this moonrise. 3:33. So that's cool. Okay, now that's cool. And you can just toggle through all the months if you're interested in that. Area calculation, calculator, hunting and fishing, alarm clock, stopwatch, waypoint averaging, proximity alarms, and adventures. So as I start going on these rides, and I take you along with me, I will show you my progress and my maps and all that good stuff. But let's get back to the trip computer. And this is what I would be watching actively as I was riding. So on the right is the odometer, so I can track my distance, and on the left is the elevation, and underneath is my speed, the moving time, the stopped time, overall average, overall average miles per hour, and then moving miles per hour, which is really good because as you take breaks and allow the horse's heart rate to go down, usually you want to stop the clock and then start again, and I never remember. So this is great because it has both. That's another reason I really wanted it. And then it has maximum speed, so you can see how fast you went, how far you went, how much time you spent moving, and all your averages. And there's just every function you could imagine on here. So as I use it, I'm sure it will become second nature like the other one did. There's so much in here. But I love the feel of it. I even like the darker color. It's very pretty. and I like all the little toggle sounds. There's pictures in here. I don't know what, it's just 2 pictures. Oh, it's the Garmin headquarters. That's cute. Okay. Great. Really happy with this. It's gonna help me a lot. And it makes me happy for sure. So, I gotta get out on some training rides and play with this. And yeah, maybe put it on a map when I get back. See how my path looks. So, here's a story for you. One time, a long time ago, when I was doing endurance all the time, there was a time during the winter when there weren't any rides locally, and we were all kind of bored, and so we had this kind of like an online competition, because a lot of us were doing GPS tracking and trying to follow or map out on Google Earth where we had ridden that day and stuff like that, and share with each other. And we had a challenge from one of the girls to see if we could write our name on our track. So we had to take our GPS and start it as we started riding on the terrain in the shape of the letters of our name. Okay, now I was lucky because Diane is only 5 letters, but it was kind of hard. And since I couldn't start and stop this track, I started it and then rode the big line for the D, and then did a semicircle, and then walked slowly and did an I and back, and then walked slowly and then did an A and crossed it, and then came back down the arm of the A and walked over and did an N. That was hard. My horse thought I was insane. Got the N and then the E. So up and out and back and down and out and back and down and out and back. And then I went home and put it on my mapping. It was a little squirrely, but it was so much fun, and I knew that I had to make it bigger and bigger in order to be able to really read it well, because I was only doing like 10-foot letters, where the bigger it is, the easier it would be to see after you plot it out on the map. But some of the girls were so creative, it was unbelievable, and they did little hearts and stars and spirals and then their name. So I'm going to try and do that again, especially now that it's so easy to download everything. So I can put maps on here, and I can put my tracks on the maps, and yeah, all kinds of neat things. What do you think? I like stuff like this. I'm very geeky. And I like practical things that can be used for a lot of different things. So maybe I'll be exploring some new places for a while, since I can't get to my regular trails, but this is going to help me a lot. And I can keep track of the places that I really like, and yeah, it's going to be a good, fun project for a geeky girl like me. So that's it for right now. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know that I'm still trying to keep the happy spirit going, and yeah, I hope that you could do the same. You know, there's lots of things that are going kind of sideways lately, but you know, take care of yourself, take care of your health, do things that are good for you. Try to be aware that it all starts from inside you and from your heart, and try to go back and visit that spot quite a lot during the day, and it'll really help you to just focus on the important things and take care of your loved ones. And yeah, Okay, please do that for me. Just know that all this happy free spirit stuff is just a part of who I am. And there's a lot of times that I have to sit down and remind myself, don't take it so seriously. And there are a lot of places in the world that things are happening that there's nothing that we can do about it particularly, but we can send love. In order to send love that's of value, instead of just saying the words or thinking it, you have to get into that place in your heart. And that's hard for me sometimes because I just want to shut the door, put the wall up and not think about it. But when the things feel a little bit emotionally hard to accept, you could still just know that everything's okay. We're going through a huge time of change, but we're in this together, and don't let issues divide you from people. Just stay in neutral, be observant, and do your best to be your true self. Yeah, crazy, funny, serious, geeky, all of it. It's okay. Time to embrace our truth. Because there's not a lot of truth out there right now. Yeah. Everybody has an agenda. So don't buy into everything. Don't assume that we're getting the truth about everything. That's just the way life really is. So truth is within yourself. Your truth is the only one that's important, okay? So I'll be back. Maybe a longer video. I do want to do a cooking video, and I do want to do the hiking video that I told you. And I still haven't done a spa day with the horses because the air quality has been really bad, but they would really enjoy a nice pampering session, I'm sure. So pretty soon. The closest fire to me, which was the bobcat fire, is 55% contained as of today. So that's very good news. And the El Dorado fire, which is on the other end of the mountains, closest to us, that one's 85% clear or contained. So that means they have established a perimeter around it. There is still fire burning, there is still smoke, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. So pretty soon we'll be back to going outside and enjoying nice time out there with the horses and getting back to the riding, because I've got everything I need now. So I hope you'll join me, and till then, I give you big hugs, and I will talk to you very, very soon.